Hello, fourth graders. This is your teacher, Mr. Sopan. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today's lesson will be on subtraction, specifically subtracting really, really big numbers. The thing to remember about subtraction is that sometimes we will need to borrow or regroup. Sometimes subtraction will involve borrowing or regrouping. Could everybody please turn to page 57 in their math book? Can everybody please make sure they have their math book on their desk and turn to page 57? I will give us a little bit of time to make sure we all have our math books out and are on page 57. Okay, we should all have our math books out by now, and we should all be on page 57, lesson 2 6, subtract greater numbers. The objective of this lesson, which you can see under I can, is to use the standard algorithm and place value to subtract whole numbers and also look for patterns to solve problems. Let's go ahead and begin. Now, at the very top where it says solve and share, we see that it says Nevada has a land area of 109,781 square miles. Colorado has a land area of 103,642 square miles. And the question is asking us how much larger is Nevada than Colorado? And it also says we can solve this problem any way we choose. But it doesn't mean we can estimate just yet. It just means solve the subtraction problem in any way we'd like. So let's go ahead and take some notes here in our book. We see that Nevada has an area of 109,781, and Colorado has an area of 103,642. And the question is asking how much bigger is Nevada? I've written that there. How much bigger is Nevada? We know Nevada is the bigger number, but how much bigger? And the key here is to know that how much bigger usually means we should subtract. When we see the phrase how much bigger in a problem, it usually means we should subtract. So let's go ahead and subtract the Nevada area and subtract it by the Colorado area. Here I'm writing out the subtraction problem, and I'm going to solve it using the standard algorithm. But I'm running into an issue because I'm starting from the ones place, and I see that I have 1 minus 2. I don't want to flip it and make it say 2 minus 1. What I want to do instead is I want to borrow or regroup from my tens place, the place value to my left. So that 1, oops, that's a little bit too big. Let me make it a little bit smaller. There we go. That 1 is going to get 10 added to it, so it's now 11. And the 8 to the left of it is going to decrease by 1. All right, now let's see if we can get through with this subtraction now. 11 minus 2 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. 7 minus 6 is 1. 9 minus 6 is 3, and then 0 minus 0 is 0, and 1 minus 1 is also 0. So we don't really need to include those beginning zeros. And we see that Nevada is 6,139 square miles bigger. That is our answer to the top part of page 57. Let's move on to this next question at the bottom of page 57, where it asks us to estimate, I've underlined that there, estimate the difference in the areas of the two states. Is your answer close to the estimate? So let's go ahead and round 109,781 into the nearest thousand. So it's 110,000. It rounded up to 110,000. And let's round 103,642 to 104,000. Since our hundreds digits were both 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, either 5, either 6, either 7, either 8, or either 9, our thousands digit went up by 1. And that 9 there bumped into a 10. So let's now go ahead and do the same subtraction, but this time with our estimates. And let's see if subtracting our rounded numbers give us an estimate that proves that our answer is reasonable or that our answer is close to the estimate. Let's now go ahead and do 110,000 minus 104,000. The ones, the tens, and the hundreds are pretty easy to solve because they're all zeros being subtracted from zeros. But now I run into this issue where I can't do 0 minus 4. So that 0 is going to get 10 added to it. So it does become 10 because 0 plus 10 is 10. And that 1 to the left is going to decrease, by 1. So it's now 0. This is called borrowing or regrouping. And now let's see if I can finish my subtraction. 10 minus 4 is 6. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. 6,000 square miles seems to be pretty close to 6,139. Our estimate does prove that our answer is reasonable. Great to have you back, class. Now, if we look at the bottom of page 58, it says, convince me, critique reasoning. The work shown is not correct. What errors were made? Show how to find the correct answer. Let's take a look at what error might have been made in this problem. We see that 8 minus 4, remember, we always start all the way on the right. 8 minus 4 is 4, so that part seems correct. But 4 minus 6 we cannot do. So it seems like the step in turning the 4 to the 14 was correct. I know we need to add 10 to 4, and 10 plus 4 is 14. But it seems like the person solving this problem forgot to change the 2 into a 1. Remember, regrouping involves making one number lower by 1 and the other number higher by 14. So we need that 2 to become a 1. And then again, we cannot have that 1 subtract 7. We need that 1 to turn into an 11, and then the 11 minus 7 will give us 4. But in order for that 1 to turn into an 11, the 4 in the thousands place needs to turn into a 3, which means our actual answer is 1,484.